Imagine being in a society where the slightest odd behavior risks your life on accusations of witchcraft. Welcome to the Salem witch trials. In the late 17th century, the little Puritan village of Salem, Massachusetts, was a powder keg of fear and superstition. The societal fabric was woven tightly with threads of strict religious beliefs. Any deviation from the norm was seen as a threat, a potential sign of the devil's influence. The spark that ignited this powder keg was a strange illness that afflicted a group of young girls. Doctors, unable to diagnose their symptoms, declared witchcraft as the cause. This was a society primed for panic, and the word witchcraft was all it took to set off a chain reaction of fear, suspicion, and hysteria. Everyone, from the wealthiest merchant to the poorest beggar, was a potential witch. Neighbor turned against neighbor, friend against friend, in a frantic attempt to purge the evil from their midst. Thus began a chilling chapter of American history where fear overpowered reason. In the blink of an eye, ordinary life in Salem transformed into a realm of fear and suspicion. Now let's delve deeper into the initial accusations that sparked the infamous Salem witch trials. It all began in the winter of 1792, when a group of young girls in Salem village claimed to be possessed by the devil. These girls accused several local women of witchcraft, starting a wave of hysteria that would sweep through the village. The first to be accused were Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba, a slave from Barbados. These women were outcasts, easy targets for the fearful villagers, but as the weeks passed, the accusations began to target more respected members of the community, proving that no one was safe from suspicion. The trials themselves were a spectacle of fear and superstition. The accused were subjected to a variety of tests to prove their innocence. One of these was the infamous swimming test. It was believed that witches, having renounced their baptism, could not drown. So if you sank, you were innocent. If you floated, you were guilty. A rather grim catch-22, wouldn't you say? As the trials escalated, more people were accused and executed. Husbands, wives, children, no one was exempt from the wave of paranoia that had consumed the village. The trials were not limited to Salem either. They spread to neighboring villages, where more accusations were made and more trials were held. So what started as accusations from a group of young girls quickly spiraled out of control, with the whole village caught in a frenzy of fear and suspicion. In this hysteria, it wasn't just the accused who suffered. The whole community was held hostage by fear. Friendships were torn apart, families were broken, and trust, once lost, was hard to regain. In this frenzy, 20 innocent lives were lost, and many more were irrevocably affected. The Salem witch trials serve as a stark reminder of the destructive power of fear and the importance of reason in our society. The hysteria eventually subsided, but the scars of the Salem witch trials remain visible even today. As the frenzy faded, the townsfolk were left with the chilling reality of their actions. 20 innocent lives were lost to fear and superstition. Apologies were made, compensations were paid, but the damage was irreversible. In the years that followed, the trials became a source of shame and regret. They were a glaring example of mass hysteria and the dangers of false accusations. The trials were a testament to the importance of due process, a concept that was largely disregarded during the witch hunt. In modern times, the Salem witch trials have been studied extensively. They serve as a cautionary tale, a lesson on the catastrophic consequences of fear-driven decisions. We reflect on this period of history, not to dwell on the past, but to learn from it, and to ensure that such injustices are never repeated. The Salem witch trials serve as a stark reminder of the destructive power of fear and superstition. The Salem witch trials, a grim saga engraved in the annals of American history, continue to intrigue and horrify us even today. This chilling event, set in the late 17th century, unfolded in Salem, Massachusetts, in a society gripped by fear and superstition. Innocent lives were caught in a web of accusations and trials, leading to the execution of 20 people and the imprisonment of hundreds more on the suspicion of witchcraft. These trials were not just an isolated incident, but a reflection of the societal norms and prejudices of the time. They revealed the power of fear and the perils of mass hysteria, showing us how quickly societies can crumble under the weight of irrationality. In retrospect, the Salem witch trials have taught us valuable lessons. They underscore the importance of skepticism in the face of unfounded accusations, the value of safeguarding individual rights, and the dire consequences of succumbing to mass hysteria. As we delve into the past, we must remember the lessons from Salem. the importance of skepticism, the value of individual rights, and the dire consequences of mass hysteria.